I know you need to innovate. You always need to be thinking about ideas. Well, you're in good luck because we've got some amazing CMOs from CMO Huddles to share a tip on driving innovation in your company. First up, Michelle Beebe of Skillsoft. Michelle, what's one tip?
I think the most important tip is to support innovation and carve off time, energy, and dollars to allow your teams to experiment.
I love it. Yeah. And I'm just curious, like in my book, I talk about put 10%. Is that too much?
Oh, no, I think that's a good number. And I think it's important that you really dedicate and preserve that funding, even when maybe you don't want to.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the big hard parts. Do you actually earmark and show this as an experimentation budget, or do you bury it somewhere else? But we'll talk about that later. Okay. Bhaskar Roy from Workato. Bhaskar, what's your tip for sort of driving innovation in your organization?
Yeah, this will be an age-old thing, nothing new, but we have started looking at getting people in person around a whiteboard and really having brainstorms there. So this is even, we have an SKO, a marketing kickoff coming up. Rather than going the standard route, okay, everyone present their plan, we said, no, we are getting together after so long, and we typically don't do this. We are going to be around a whiteboard, brainstorming certain things that we need to do. So driving innovation from that standpoint. And I totally agree with, what Michelle and you said, that allocating quite a bit to looking at just experimenting and creating that safe space that it's okay. Some will work, some won't work, and that's absolutely fine. But people realizing that it's a safe area where you can actually experiment and there are dollars behind it gives them that confidence.
I love it. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. How about EJ Schmidt from Camp Systems? EJ, what's your tip?
Building on what these great peers already said, I think anything that gets you and your team to think about new ways to get your customers engaged about topics that are critical to your customer's agenda. And so engaging them around content, something we did in the past, different company was called a Lyceum, where we would get CIOs together and we would have them hash out solutions to their problems. Those are great ways, because that's just major value add. Last but not least, everybody's time deprived. So any way that you can provide a community or insights to that, like Sarah mentioned, that with data that is meaningful is super helpful. And yes, always make time and resource available. And if people do not fail, then you haven't pushed it hard enough.
Love it. Matt Fisher, what's your tip?
Well, just to give a slightly different view, I think look beyond your own industry, take inspiration from other industries. We're in the B2B technology space and the sea of sameness is vast. If you can stand out in this kind of market and use trips and ticks from other industries, I think it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I know it's true. Borrow liberally.
Borrow, beg, steal, whatever, right? But yeah, just don't go with what everyone else is doing in your industry. Look at what clever people are doing outside your industry.
I love it. Well, Meta Karagianni, why don't you give us a tip?
Yeah, sure. And maybe I will build a little bit on Matt's idea to give a little bit of structure. So one of the things that I have done in the past is to write down assumptions that we have and challenge our teams to go and fight those assumptions, prove wrong those assumptions or prove them right, which starts to create that flurry of, are we thinking correctly? Are there other things that others are doing that we haven't thought about?
I love it. No, that's great. Yeah, write those assumptions and then blow them up. Okay, Samir Bagga from LTTS. Samir, what's your tip?
So I would say, I challenge different functions and group, and what I call is the X factor. So they need to come out with a program idea, which is a multiplier effect. Don't worry about, so it's whiteboarding and thinking differently. And I would say, 10-15% of them really make big impact.
Yeah.
So it's thinking out about challenge every time, come with that X factor idea.
X factor idea. Oh, that's a perfect place for us to wrap up. If you're a B2B CMO who can share, care, and dare with the best of them, be sure to visit CMOHuddles.com. We even have a free starter program. Penguin hats are not required, although you're welcome to wear one. I'm Drew Neiser. That's your Tuesday tip. Peace out.